Today on the Travel Magazine, family vacations in two capital cities. We'll show you the best ways to get around and some of the highlights you should include on your tour of Washington, D.C. But first, a visit to Parliament Hill. Hi, I'm Jake de Boer and this is the Travel Magazine. Family vacations can be expensive. There's transportation, accommodation, and such things as tickets, passes, and entrance fees. So here's a solution for you. A visit to Canada's capital city, Ottawa. It offers a lot of attractions to choose from that are both fun and absolutely free.
Visitors to Ottawa often start off their visit to the capital with a trip to Parliament Hill for their free tour of the Parliament buildings. And this, during the summertime, is followed by the daily changing the guard ceremony, which is a very, very colorful ceremony, full of pomp and pageantry and very interesting not only for children but for their parents to take in.
Liz Photo is a representative of Tourism Ottawa.
Changing the guard takes place every summer morning on the hills of Parliament Building at precisely 10 o'clock. And it's definitely one of the must-sees on anyone's list of things to do in the capital.
We are interested in the woman who is treated as property and has no rights. Such women have their husbands to exercise the franchise for them. Ha! Husbands generally...
The changing of the guard isn't the only free attraction on Parliament Hill. Outdoor plays provide a glimpse into Ottawa's past.
I, Johnny MacDonald, came to Charlottetown as a member of a delegation from Canada West.
Ottawa is a wonderful city for families to visit because it's clean, it's safe, it's a very walkable city. You can, from any of the downtown hotels, you can walk to many of the major attractions. Ottawa's not an expensive place to visit, and that's one of the factors I think that families consider when they're planning their vacations. Ottawa is the home of our national museums, and on Thursdays, all of these national museums are free of charge.
The National Gallery of Art was opened in May 1988. It was designed by Moisty Safdie, the same architect who designed Habitat for Expo 69.
The gallery houses one of the most comprehensive collections of Canadian art, as well as very, very interesting collections of Inuit art and Asian art. The capital's quite proud to have recently unveiled the new Canadian Museum of Civilization, which is a very exciting museum for families to visit. The Museum of Civilization houses the world's first combined IMAX-Omnimax theater, as well as a children's museum and a wide range of animated and interactive exhibits that are fun for the whole family to take in. The Museum of Civilization is located in Hull, in our neighboring province of Quebec, and it's directly across the river from the Canadian Parliament buildings, therefore right in the downtown core of the capital region.
Across the city is a museum that's especially geared for families.
The Museum of Science and Technology is a long-standing favorite, not only with children but with their parents. Within this museum are all types of scientific exhibits, as well as several locomotives. There's even a replica of the space shuttle there, and all types of different exhibits that kids can climb onto and really explore, very much in a hands-on approach. In
Ottawa, there's a blend of architecture, both old and new. There's the canal which winds its way through the city and the sense of tradition which sets the capital apart.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Paul's Boat Lines and your captain, I'd like to welcome you all aboard the Miss SPJ2 and to Ottawa, the nation's capital.
One of the best ways to make a tour is to take a boat ride along the Rideau Canal.
The canal cruises take place every day from morning till late in the evening. And the canal goes all the way from the downtown core out to Dow's Lake in the Dow's Lake Pavilion, where visitors can rent paddle boats and windsurfers and small boats and then explore that area on their own if they wish. Ottawa is located at the junction of three rivers, which makes this place an ideal destination for people who enjoy water sports. There's whitewater rafting less than an hour from the downtown core. There's also fabulous hiking trails and bicycle trails that completely surround the capital region.
There are 38 kilometers of bike trails in Ottawa. It's another way to see the canal and parks that are laid out throughout the city. Jack Davis is a Parks Commission representative.
I think our mandate is to let the people know that there is more than just a city in Ottawa. There is a place for the whole family, the entire family. We have all kinds of activities for the children, for the grandparents, for the parents who are visiting people who lives in Ottawa. I mean, it's a focal point, and there's no doubt about it, but it's a fun place. It's a party place. It's a place where we entertain people, we entertain visitors. I think this is the real mandate of the National Capital Commission.
Another attraction that's very popular in Ottawa is the RCMP musical ride. The stables where the musical ride takes place are right here in the capital. And if the ride is in town, then visitors can go down to the stables and watch the team of horses go through their paces and practice and get ready for their next public performance.
We spoke with a mounted policeman who's a performer in the ride.
The tradition behind the musical ride is originally when the Northwest Mounted Police put on the show themselves to entertain the men. And then they realized how popular the show was. They started using it for public performances. And now, of course, we just do it as a strictly public relations for Canada and the RCMP.
How much training is involved for an officer to be ready to be in the musical ride?
Okay, for the officers, they come in on a selection course for 2 months. And off that selection course, we pick approximately 50%. They then come back on an intermediate equitation course, which lasts about 8 months. From that, they go to the musical ride, where they'll train approximately another 6 months before they do their first show.
Why is the musical ride so popular?
I don't know, I think it's people, children, everybody seems to love horses. And it's a chance to talk to a policeman, I think, on a totally different aspect than you do on the street. And it's something we're very proud of, so we all put our best effort into it.
It used to be that Ottawa was considered one of Canada's best-kept secrets. And I think we're finding that we're welcoming more and more visitors to the capital region each year, which probably attests to the fact that the secret's out now about Ottawa, and we could look forward to even busier seasons ahead.
Next, we'll visit a vacation resort just outside of Ottawa. The Chateau Montebello in the province of Quebec makes a terrific side trip if you're planning a vacation to Ottawa. It's a luxury resort, but well worth it. There's a story behind the Chateau Montebello. Christine Broussard is assistant manager.
The Chateau Montebello was built in 1930 in a record time of 3 months. 3,500 workers were laboring every day to complete it. The 3 original buildings were constructed out of 10,000 of red cedar log transported by the Canadian Pacific Railway from the forests of British Columbia. It's a place to relax, to bring family, friends, and have fun and relax in the same time. We have a lot of convention who comes here for 2 or 3 days, 4 days, and we have family who comes here for a week, some of them.
Our travel agent advised us to come here, and I think it's really a perfect choice. The food is exquisite, the people are really nice with everyone, and there's so many activities one can do, either indoor or outdoor.
We've done a little bit of golfing and some horseshoes, and taking part of the indoor pool, the sauna, the whirlpool, and some of the exercise rooms. It's been great.
Okay, you should use 2 hands all the time, and only when the ball is really low and short, okay, use one-handed to slice.
The resort provides one-on-one lessons with the experts. So we're not going to put the ball on the ground.
No, the very first lesson you learn how to swing. And to start with, the left arm is straight, like this.
You can book a session with golf pro Denis Morris. And it doesn't matter if you've never played the game before.
This has to be firm when you address the club and firm for the whole swing.
So.
Okay.
Oh, that arm straight?
That arm straight.
Up.
You slide the hips towards the target. That's it. That's it.
How am I doing?
That's good.
I'm not Jack Nicklaus yet.
No, it's 6 lessons to become as good as Jack Nicklaus can be.
Oh, right. Denny, this is more difficult than being a television host. I think it is.
I don't think it is.
Well, I do.
This course here is a par 70, but it plays very difficult being a mountain course. The fairways are narrow, the trees are very close by, so you have to get some pretty good shots if you want to have a good score here.
Fred Bolme is sports manager at the Montebello Resort.
This course was built in the olden days, 1928, 1930, and this was built by Stanley Thompson, who's a very known architect. It is not a long course by the American standard. It's 6,200 yards long from the blue tees, but it plays very difficult. And you have noticed that our pro showed you a couple of good shots, but it's from a pro. Most people don't get those shots the way he did it.
Another feature at Montebello is the private marina.
People can make reservation in advance. They can have the same privilege than the hotel guests. And that's what makes the marina really popular in Montebello.
I came here via boat all the way up the Ottawa River, and we wanted to see the place on our way to Ottawa. We've heard so much about it. We thought we'd drop in. It's been beautiful. I would say the marina facilities are by far and away better than we've experienced all the way up the St. Lawrence as an example, and even down the Trent River system. Well, as a matter of fact, we stayed for an extra day because it's really, really nice.
We'll be back with more ideas for a family vacation right after this.
Hi, I'm Bernie McNamee, and welcome to Washington, a capital idea for a family vacation. We're going to visit some of the major public attractions, such as the Washington Monument, the White House, the museums at the Smithsonian. We'll also pay a visit to the more culturally diverse neighborhoods of the U.S. Capitol. We'll also drop in at an unusual restaurant where Chesapeake Bay crab is king. And another thing, and probably most important for the budget traveler, the majority of attractions in the Washington area, except of course for restaurants and hotels, are absolutely free.
One of the best places to begin a tour of the city is at the White House.
The reason that the White House tour is very popular is the fact that it is the only private residence of a head of state in the free world that is also open to the public free of charge.
Mary Quarles is our guide in Washington.
During the summer months, from Memorial Day up until Labor Day, 5,500 tickets are available each morning on the Ellipse, which is the park-like area south of the White House. After Labor Day, there are no tickets, but the tour is still available on a first-come, first-served basis.
How did you enjoy your tour of the White House?
We enjoyed it. Came all the way from Texas to see it.
We really enjoyed it because to think that all these years our president has lived there, and this is the first time in my life I've ever been in it.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, we were wondering where the Smithsonian Institute is from here.
Okay.
The number of locales to visit within the city can be overwhelming. A good idea is to check in with the National Park Services or the Visitors Information Center.
So if you're going to try and get a tour today, then I would take the metro from here.
The guide is organized by the kind of food, and then they give you some indication as well of the price range, whether it's very expensive or moderate for a family budget.
Well, now I know what I'm going to be doing over the next few days. I know where I'm going to be eating. I know where I'm going to be sleeping. You know, a stop here at the Washington Information Center really is a must. Another reminder, it's open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, closed on Sundays and holidays.
Top of the list of must-see locations are Washington's memorial sites.
The Jefferson Memorial is a memorial to our first Secretary of State, second Vice President, and third President, Thomas Jefferson. It contains a standing statue made of bronze of Thomas Jefferson. It was dedicated in 1943, the last of our major monuments or memorials to be built. The Lincoln Memorial is probably our most famous memorial, a memorial to our 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. It is a beautiful memorial constructed of marble, dedicated in 1922. Inside the memorial is a seated statue of Abraham Lincoln, 19 feet high, designed by the sculptor Daniel Chester Friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Sergeant Gamble, commander of the Relief Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Forward! Ready?
It's a very, very special place to literally thousands of Americans and visitors from all over the world. In fact, we have almost 4 million visitors a year that come to Arlington National Cemetery, and all of them come to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier as well. Without a doubt, it is our nation's most treasured shrine to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
Carrie Childress is a representative at Arlington.
They change the guard every half hour on the hour and a half hour in the summer months, every hour in the winter months, and every 2 hours at night. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is guarded 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And these are soldiers from the United States 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard.
Next stop is the Smithsonian Institution.
The Smithsonian Institution is a complex of museums, not just one building. In fact, there are 13 Smithsonian museums laid out along either side of what we call our National Mall, which is the central area of the city of Washington.
One attraction that's popular with families is the Capitol Children's Museum.
Put them back where they belong.
Where do the oranges go?
With the orange, with the orange, with the green, with the green.
Did you have a good time here at the museum?
This is the first time I ever been to Washington.
First time? Do you like it?
This is my third museum today.
Third? Are you a little tired?
Very tired. I had to walk everywhere.
The zoo is another family attraction with many activities, especially geared for the kids.
A gorilla can, if it wants to, move its front legs separately from its back legs, so it can move around any way it wants to, like that. Can you do that for us? And any way you want to move is fine. That's a pretty slow gorilla over there. All right, give him a round of applause.
Among the zoo's unique attractions is an ambitious animal exchange program.
The golden lion tamarins are being trained to be released in the wild in a new park in Brazil, which is their original home. And these particular animals will be set free in the park just outside of Rio de Janeiro in the fall. They're absolutely free. There's no enclosure around them. They could go anywhere they want. And if we want to find them, then we can use the radio tracking collar to find out where they are.
I'm sure the zoo must be very proud of this program.
Very much so. Big success for this zoo.
Georgetown is one of Washington's most famous and oldest neighborhoods, where you can take a ride on a transit system 18th century style. Washington is well known for its many restaurants. You may want to try an area specialty, Chesapeake Bay crab.
In the early 1830s, Charles Dickens described Washington as a city of wide thoroughfares, starting nowhere and going nowhere. Well, definitely, the times have changed. It's a vibrant city for the people, especially if you're planning a family vacation. From Washington, I'm Bernie McNamee for Travel Magazine. See you next time.